Hey guys, Trapar here. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to warp samples really quickly and easily. So without further ado, let's just get to doing it. Let's find a sample that I want to warp. Okay, sure. Okay, so very first thing is get rid of the last warp marker. That's going to be useful if you're, well, just trust me, it's useful. Next thing, let's listen to the sample, and we're listening specifically for the very first beat of the sample. There we go. Okay, so it sounds to me like this is the first beat right here, so let's try it out. You're basically just gonna, it's now gonna sound like the sample starting at the 1, if you drag it back to the 1. That sounds right. Okay, so next thing we're going to count out a couple measures. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that right there would be the kick at the third measure. So we're gonna drag that to the third measure. And now we can set the length to 2 because it was 2 bars, and voila. Slow down our post tempo. There you go. That's it. And also, good information here. If you click on this first warp marker and you look at the segment BPM, that's the actual BPM of this sample. So now you know that. That's, if we slow that down, if we slow down our post tempo to 79, will be roughly where the actual sample was. Which, if we listen to the sample unwarped, yep, got it. So let's do another one. Let's see. Okay, sure. Same process. We're gonna get rid of the last marker, play the sample. Okay, so it sounds like this is actually the first beat right here, but we need to get rid of that little gap, so put a marker down where the transient is, drag it back to the 1. Let's play it and count it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so since it kind of ends sort of prematurely, we're going to actually go for the one that's going to be at the 3 instead. So let's count that out again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that right there is probably the kick. Yep. So we drag that back to the 3. Actually, sorry, the 4, because this is a 4-bar loop. So now this should all be in time, but this last part probably won't be. Ooh, okay, let's speed up a bit. So yeah, that's, well, we can use the metronome to actually see. Yep, so that's all in time, but this last part isn't. So the way we get that is you look at, you click the first marker, and so the tempo of this is roughly 99.61. Remember that, 99.61, and we're gonna get rid of this, and then we're gonna set that first one back to 99.61 because it'll get messed up. So go back. Oh, well, apparently it didn't get messed up. Usually it does. Okay, so, and then the sample is now gonna be in time, the full thing. Okay, but in this case, I'll just show you this. This sample's kind of cutting off in a way that's not nice. So the way to fix this, because we want it to loop at 4 bars, is we put a marker in right at the very end, and then we grab the very end of this little bit, and we just drag it out. And typically this will sound good enough, so let's just skip to the end and listen to it. Yeah, good enough. So there you go, another loop. Let's try another one. Ooh, okay, almond break. That's a good one. I know this one's a bit faster though, so I'll just speed the tempo right up. Okay, so again, same thing. Get rid of the last warp marker and let's listen to the sample for the first beat. Holy moly. We might need to slow this, or speed, yeah. If it sounds like your sample is playing at like, you know, super fast like that, you can just adjust this segment BPM to get it to the point where it sounds like the sample is playing at a reasonable speed. Okay, so maybe this one? I'm not entirely sure in this case. Let's just listen to what it sounds like. Drag that back to the 1. Yeah, okay, that was the right one. Oof. Okay, same thing. I can tell this is going to have the same problem as the last one where it ends abruptly, so we're just going to listen for the first 3 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4. Okay, this should be it. Drag that to the 4. This all looks pretty good. Okay, and actually, looks like that might just be okay. Let's, yeah, let's listen to what this sounds like. Let's make sure that it's all right in time though. So 142.3, we get rid of this, make sure it's still, okay, 142.3. Okay, so yeah, there was, I'm not entirely sure I understand why this happens, but you can see that that end section just jumped back a little bit when we got rid of this. So this is actually correct. We're gonna then do the same thing to fix this last little part. So we'll just stretch it out. Now it should be all good. Sweet. Let's crank it and make some drum and bass or something. Okay, anyway, so there you go. 3 different samples warped. It really is that easy. For longer songs, you're going to run into a little bit of an issue that things will just kind of drift out of time. So, for example, if I were to just use the first measure to get the timing on this and get rid of all of that, if we look at this, it's now 141.55. So get rid of this one, make sure this one is still 141.55. You can see we start to drift a little bit at a time towards the end of the sample. Well, this is going to be extremely exaggerated when you have a song that's longer than what, like, I don't know, 8 seconds or however long this sample is. So what you're going to end up doing is you'll go through your song. It's the same exact process, but you'll basically go through the song trying to find, you know, places where you can latch onto the timing. And, you know, in this case, you could start like here and we'd get this timing perfect. And then we move on. And the next time that it starts looking like it's drifting a little bit, we get that one perfect. And you move on and then you get this one perfect. And you keep doing that until you get to the end of the song. And then what you're going to do is just go through the song and delete all the middle ones. And at this point, you basically have the same sort of thing where as long as the song was a constant tempo song, everything should just be in time. If it's variable tempo, I mean, you're probably not going to be using like the entire song as a sample, so it doesn't really matter. But if you're doing like DJing and that sort of thing, I would just recommend playing only the sections of the song that you can get into constant tempo, because otherwise you're just going to have a really hard time unless you're so good that you don't need this tutorial in the first place. So yeah, that's basically it. Hope this helps some people, and subscribe to my channel if you want more stuff like this. And also, if you have questions, if you have something that's been bugging you in Ableton that you've not been able to figure out, ask me and I will do my best to make a video to explain it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.